sometimes it's hard to be saying something important. It has to mean something, you know, it has to mean something to the large.
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up because he's the acceptable monster at this time.
The people in power had gave that reign to Diddy, and Jay was next in line. So to separate him when in fact they may be two of the same, but because Jay-Z is low-key, that low-key sneaky, and Diddy is, and was, rambunctious.
To uncover the homo she talking about Diddy. That's what these download bitches was called when Wendy first started talking about it in the 90s, the homo thug.
All right, guys, buckle up. This opening sets a tense tone as the speaker questions influence, power, and hidden agendas in the entertainment world. He draws immediate comparisons between major figures and suggests there's a controlled narrative behind public perception. The framing leans heavily into suspicion, setting up a storyline where nothing is random and everything appears strategically placed for a larger purpose, pulling the viewer straight into controversy from the first seconds.
Do you hear about stories of Diddy like shooting people, blowing up cars?
Yeah.
Is he this gangster that behind the scenes is that him? Or is that
Shout out to Wendy Williams.
Gene Deal, happy to have you back on the platform, my guy.
Man, I'm happy to be here, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to be able to be in a platform like yours to give my opinion. You know, opinion is just like an ass, so everybody got one. You know what I mean? You know, I give my opinion, and it seems to make a lot of people upset, you know, but then a lot of people love my opinion. That's why you bring me on here. And I really appreciate that, brother. I just want to say this before we get started, Art, is that, you know, a lot of people think I came here to bring a black man down. And that's what I hear in the comments a whole lot. But
all right, guys, here we see the tone shift into defense mode as the speaker responds to criticism about his opinions. He positions himself as someone misunderstood by the public, while insisting his perspective is based on lived experience and truth. There's a strong emphasis on backlash versus support, creating a divide between critics and believers. The commentary builds his credibility while still escalating tension around the accusations he's been making.
It was nothing like that. You know, a black man didn't cuss a dead man's mother out. A black man didn't set his friends up and put them in a situation where they couldn't come home to their families no more. A black man didn't reach back and help the people that helped them make it up the ladder. It was Puffy. You know what I'm saying? I got tired of Puffy going on different platforms talking about how he loved the people that we was all with, how he loved the people that helped him, when in fact, none of that stuff was true. So my whole thing about it is, man, I appreciate your platform for letting me, you know, voice my opinion. And like I said, opinions like an ass. Some of these cats out here get paid for their asshole. I get paid to give my opinion.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I mean, yeah, you just on here giving your opinion, man. I mean, you was one of the people that was real close to the situation, so why not?
Thank you, I appreciate that.
All right, guys, this section turns more personal and confrontational as the speaker directly addresses alleged misconduct and betrayal within the industry. He shifts focus toward accountability, claiming certain behaviors were ignored or hidden despite being widely known. The energy becomes sharper as he separates public image from private actions, suggesting a pattern of exploitation and silence that protected powerful figures while others were left exposed.
That being said, right, the last interview me and you did was a day after the raid. And when you look at everything now, man, how you feel about everything? It's been like a week, you know, you knowing Diddy, you being around Diddy. Could you ever imagine that his houses would get raided for sex trafficking?
Bro, you can't imagine no stuff like that. You understand? You can't think that because back then, he wasn't Brother Love. He was Puffy. All the way up until he became Diddy. So his behavior over the years has changed. And the behavior that he shows now and that he has shown.
Our studio, 33 South Broadway, Rough Rider Studio, and I had it's in Yonkers. My jaw was still wired shut.
This is when you got signed. I heard about the story.
This is when he knew he would sign me.
Okay.
My jaw was wired shut, and the locks that got signed first to Puff, and D from Rough Riders, Darren, he gave me the Puff, and one thing I respect about Puff, one thing I respect about him, and real shit, is that at least he told me to my face what he felt. And when D told Puff, he said, yo, if you like the locks, you're gonna love X. And I spit or whatever, and he was like, his voice is too rough, he's not marketable. Didn't like it, but I had to respect it.
He fucked up. Let's make some noise from Puff.
All right, guys. Now the discussion moves into a personal industry story involving signing experiences and early career dynamics. The speaker recalls interactions that reveal both respect and tension with major industry figures. What seems like mentorship quickly turns into control and criticism, showing how fragile those early relationships can be. It highlights how opportunity in the industry often comes with hidden pressure, negotiation, and ego clashes behind closed doors.
Oh, fucking no.
Hold up. He came right behind and tried to clean up. So maybe 3 weeks later, when he found out I was getting signed, but that time he was like, yo, I'll lace your pockets. I'll double what they gave you and lace your pockets. I'm like, nah, homie. Because if you didn't see the beast that I was.
What point did he tell you that? What point?
I told you, like maybe 3 weeks after I got signed to Def Jam. He was like, yo, I'll lace your pockets. I'll double what they gave you and lace your pockets. I'm like, nah, I'm cool.
So it's a legendary story.
You didn't know. I said, but I respect that about Puff.
Right.
Because a lot of motherfuckers, they send you on a wild goose. They won't tell you. They're like, oh, call me later.
Yeah, industry talk.
I respect the fact that he told me to my face. He said, you know what, your voice is too rough and you're not marketable. So at least he was willing to, in my mind, what I think he's saying is, work on this.
Right.
So actually, listen,
constructive criticism.
It's a famous story that said that when you and Jay-Z battled, right? Because this battle happened, right? Correct?
A couple times.
Couple of times. It wasn't just once.
Nah.
So when you and
one of the people, some tend to refer to is the one that happened backstage.
We heard that Big L had recorded that one battle.
They said that Big L
That's
recorded
crazy by
that
itself.
battle. Do you remember Big L being there?
Vaguely.
No, I can't say
Not
that.
at all.
I know Big L. I know Big L. I'm a
Right.
I'm saying, Sean Carter, you're a piece of shit. Taking Pimp C wasn't bad enough.
All right, guys, this part escalates into music industry rivalry talk, referencing major artists and past battles. The conversation shifts from personal experience to broader claims about influence, competition, and legacy. Stories of confrontations and positioning in the industry are used to suggest deeper power struggles. The narrative paints a picture where success is not just talent-based, but shaped by alliances, disputes, and long-standing grudges behind the scenes.
Why does it all come to a head now? Why now? Why?
Because he's the acceptable monster at this time, like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch.
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing shit different. He lined up D. Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and took his love. Lined up R. Kelly,
He wants to be the one.
Yeah, shout out D Haven. He actually hit us up, wanted to tell this story.
You need to talk to D Haven.
We need to talk to him.
I told you that last year when I put you on the phone with him.
You did.
I want you to think about this.
All right, guys, here, the acceptable monster idea is introduced, suggesting that certain figures are only targeted when it becomes convenient for the system. The speaker implies that public opinion is selective, and that similar behaviors are judged differently depending on status. This segment intensifies the conspiracy framing, hinting that industry outcomes are managed and certain individuals are positioned either for protection or downfall, depending on timing in politics.
Allegedly, Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened. Now I want you to think about 106th and Park with Mary J. Blige. Free, who is a victim of Sean Carter.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, who is a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah amongst each other. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone. They know what happened. And yet, they had to sit there and have that conversation like they didn't know who did it.
Think about Claudia Jordan right now. Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my mother name. She mentioned it yesterday. Talking about why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you?
All right, guys, this segment pushes into heavier allegations involving relationships, deaths, and hidden connections within the industry. The speaker references multiple well-known names and suggests unresolved incidents that never received proper scrutiny. It becomes more chaotic and emotionally charged, implying that influential figures are tied to events that remain publicly unexplained, raising questions about silence, fear, and control over information flow.
You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay-Z girl.
Why don't you claim your friend? Claudia.
So, Jack, when you say...
When I say Corey, I'm talking about Kathy White.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
Jay-Z's pregnant mistress, who died of an imaginary fucking aneurysm. Just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book, Bling, and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list.
Who the fuck was these people supposed to go to? You can't go to the boss because the boss is fucking you. And the boss's boss don't get no fuck.
Can't go to the authorities. They're all bought and paid for. You could try to get a special prosecutor, but they'll just pay somebody to reassign him to another case. Where the fuck you go when you get over by the industry? Nowhere. That's where you go, nowhere. Which is where people like me step in. Right, I go to Diddy parties.
To walk mother out! Cause ain't nobody stopping me when I come.
So let me ask you, because I look at Gabrielle Union, and when you mention things like Jay-Z's...
All right, guys, now the focus shifts to a broader system critique, where the speaker argues that justice and accountability are deeply compromised. He suggests that victims have nowhere to turn because institutions are influenced or ineffective. The tone becomes more hopeless and confrontational, painting the industry as a closed loop of power, where wrongdoing is difficult to expose and even harder to challenge without consequences.
I'm just coming for him. Then I look at, Beyonce. And I say that, women do have a...
That country album, and any of you that buy that shit, stupid as shit.
You don't give it no
trap
credit.
music with goddamn a holster and a pad.
But she remade Jolene.
That bitch. I'm gonna tell you to set it on. Tammy Wynette. Classic. Stand by your man. Don't act like you don't know that hell. Remake that. Stand by that. That's a real country hit. Jolene, nice. But it has a ring to it. Stand by your man. Yeah. Whoops you and disrespects you with other like Kathy Coriana White.
All right, well, let's do it like
who was
this.
actually carrying his baby while you was spanking it. Why your husband don't want to put his seed inside of you? He put it in everybody else. Wild in this world, yo.
It's funny, you open up Beyonce's internet, it just gets weird.
Beyonce's internet.
That's what we're calling
That
it.
belongs to the devil. Unless you calling that the devil, she ain't nothing but an employee.
Oh.
And half of which dumbass bitch.
So, it's funny that it's crazy you say these
Why
things.
don't nobody want to accept?
I think
She went and killed the girl Cats.
Okay.
A girl went to court and charged her with extreme witchcraft. She was hypnotized. She was drugged. Beyonce came and she was in there eating on her and while she was asleep. Snacking on his killing people cats. And guess what? They wouldn't give her a restraining order. They just told her to stay away from Beyonce and work for somebody else. Guess what? She's having a hard time finding work too. Which is interesting because she's a brilliant musician and she was trained at the esteemed Berklee College of Music. Handpicked by my very good friend, Terry Lynn Carrington, Dr. Terry Lynn Carrington, who put together Beyonce's entire female band, which was Matthew Knowles' idea because he couldn't get Beyonce to stop people. Guess you didn't know your daughter well enough because she just started all the girls. Taking Pimp C wasn't bad enough. You just want to go down there and you want to just remove all of the balls from every real gangster in Houston. Why did that house burn up? Who the fuck goes to their childhood house for a visit and the shit goes up in flames?
That was very weird. The next day, within the week?
No, the next day.
Next day.
And still, no real investigation on how the house just went up in flames.
Man.
I guess they paid y'all off. Like they paid y'all off for that Astro World.
So, let me ask you.
Texas politics.
Yeah, Texas politics, man. It's there right there. We're gonna talk about the episode, but for right now, I just got to get your take on when we see a Killer Mike win 3 Grammys
And get arrested immediately after because Jay-Z paid somebody up just so he couldn't have a good night. You show him.
Hey, man.
Weirdo. Don't get no what you got in your head, that neural link. You'll never outthink me. Ever. All I do is frustrate you in AI. You can't quantify me. You can't even control your wife. You gonna handle a bit like me. You can't even control that. You should have did a better job. Maybe she wouldn't have had to lose her mind on Kathy. Because you ain't protecting you. You're protecting her. Wonder why?
That's a good break.
And I'll be honest, and I said this, I was like, I feel like Jag doesn't have the right people behind her, like somebody like trying to help organize shit like that. But I do see
I got the right people behind me, but everybody can be bought. Sean Carter has been buying companies and stopping my projects for 15 years.
Oh, Mr. Diddy, aka Mr. Love, now.
No, Sean Carter.
Oh, Jay. Okay. That's why it's Fuck Rock Nation. Hey. Wow.
I'm gonna tell everybody about Big L, Sean.
Big L?
I would just rather do it on the stand, Sean. Please sue me. I want to go to court. And I want to talk about Big L on the stand.
Wow. What's your thoughts about Dame Dash?
Dame Dash got over by somebody who was supposed to be his friend. I'm going to tell you something right now, Sean, because I know you're watching. Or you have someone watching. I'm going to admit something right here on AT2 channel that I've never admitted before. People think I'm a snitch. The truth is I'm the best secret keeper in the world. I keep secrets even what I'm about to say my husband don't know. I started Big L when I was 14 years old.
Whoa.
We kept it on the low because I was young. You didn't know that, Sean. And you don't know everything that L told me about you. Please sue me. I want to go to court.
Wow.
I want to tell everybody in the world all the things that Big L told me about you when I was with them.
So this Big L is associated.
Big L is the one that put Jay-Z on.
Wow.
Jay-Z was the last person to see Big L alive.
Wait, so this Big L person is not living on this earth no more?
He's been dead for years. His death made it possible for Reasonable Doubt to live.
Whoa.
See how good I keep secrets, Sean? And I'm gonna tell you something else, and I'll give you this. L fuck better than you do, nigga. I'd rather be with that dead man than ever be with you.
So how do you know how Jay-Z get down? You know that from experience, or?
Don't worry about that part. I'll tell it on the stand.
Oh, wow.
When he takes me to court for defamation of character, I'll tell him how well I know you, Sean.
All right, guys, this final stretch becomes the most intense and unfiltered part of the discussion, mixing personal claims, industry accusations, and direct challenges to powerful figures. The speaker escalates emotionally, presenting himself as someone with insider knowledge while questioning the integrity of multiple celebrities and systems. It ends with confrontation energy and legal provocation, before wrapping with the reminder to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.